At around 5 p.m., 21-year-old perpetrator Mutsuo Toi would climb up an electricity pole in his hometown of Kayo. After climbing to the top, he would sever the wires. He climbs back down and gets on his bike. At around 1 a.m., he returned to his home and, after entering, would go to the attic. There he would arm himself with a Remington Model 11 semi-automatic shotgun that was modified to have a larger ammo capacity, a katana brought from a sword enthusiast club, 2 daggers, one of them was bought from a member of the Yakuza, and an axe. He puts on a schoolboy uniform, straps 2 flashlights to the top of his head, and attaches a bicycle lamp to his chest. Before all of this, Mutsuo Toi would write 2 suicide notes, one addressed to his sister and another explaining his motive for the coming attack. At around 1:40 a.m., Toi comes out of the attic and approaches his 76-year-old grandmother, Yone, who was sleeping in a 6 tatami mat room. He takes out his axe and decapitates her. He leaves the scene and goes to the neighbor's house. He enters through the back door, which was unlocked. In the 6 tatami mat room, he stabs to death 50-year-old Tsukiyo and her 2 sons, 14-year-old Yoshio and 11-year-old Mamuro. He then leaves the second house. Toi would then enter the third house through an unlocked door. He enters the room where he finds 43-year-old Tome, who is sleeping in a 4 tatami mat room. He points his shotgun towards her abdomen and fires, killing her instantly. The sound alerts the rest of the family inside. Toi enters the main room where the rest of the occupants are. He shoots, killing 50-year-old Hidei Nishida, 22-year-old Otomo Yoshiko, and 22-year-old Terekawa Takeo at close range. He exits the third house, making his way to the fourth. Toi enters through an unlocked door and fires, killing 22-year-old Takashi and his wife, 20-year-old Nishida Chie, who was 6 months pregnant at the time, and both of them were sleeping during this attack. The shots wake up 18-year-old Takeo Terakana, who tried to stop Toi but was knocked to the ground with the shotgun dislocating his jaw before being shot in the chest. Toi walks towards 70-year-old Tama. He would have a brief interaction with her before shooting Tama in the shoulder, leaving her severely injured but alive. Toi leaves the fourth house and goes to the fifth. He breaks in through an unlocked door and shoots 60-year-old Masakazu in the chest with a shotgun. 19-year-old Terekawa escaped through an open window but was shot in the back. Toi would then focus on the remaining occupants inside, first killing the 2 daughters of Terekawa, 15-year-old Toki and 12-year-old Hana, who were trying to escape through the shutters. The wife, 22-year-old Nogi Setsuko, was frozen in shock and was shot in the chest, killing her. During the attack, 22-year-old Yuriko escaped through the back door of the house, only suffering minor injuries while doing so. She would seek refuge at the 6th house, before locking the main door. Toi would arrive and threaten the family inside. In a detached retirement home, 86-year-old Koshiro looks out of his window. Toi would turn around and fire, killing him and leaving a 5 to 6 centimeter hole in his chest. He goes to the back of the 6th house and bangs on the back door, while the occupants inside try to keep him out. During the ordeal, 45-year-old Mokishi tells his son, 17-year-old Shinji, to flee. Toi witnesses this and proceeds to chase Shinji until he loses track of him in the bamboo field. Toi returns to the back door and talks to the family as though he has captured him. The occupants inside, however, don't believe him. He then fires 2 times at the house, injuring Mokishi's 22-year-old daughter, Yukiko, in the thigh. He then leaves for the 7th house. He climbs up a hill and enters the house through an unlocked door. He encounters 21-year-old Yoshini and 45-year-old Toyo. Both of them were sleeping at the time. Toi points his shotgun and kills them both at close range. He leaves the 7th house and walks to the 8th. He enters through the silkworm rearing room part of the house and encounters 2 sisters, 21-year-old Tsuruyo and 19-year-old Misa. Both of them were sleeping at the time, and were employed as silkworm workers during the massacre. Toy would shoot them both, killing one in the head and the other in the abdomen. He would then focus on the remaining person in the room, 56-year-old Hitashi Tora, who briefly begged Toy not to shoot her. She would be killed with 2 shots to the abdomen. Toy runs out of the silkworm rearing room and enters the main house through the open shutters. He would briefly interact with the 2 occupants inside, 85-year-old Senkishi and his eldest son, 64-year-old Asaichi, on the first floor, before leaving to go to the 9th house. 3 people in the 8th were also not harmed. 41-year-old Terekawa Isao and his wife, 36-year-old Terekawa Ki, were hiding on the 2nd floor, while the family's grandmother, 80-year-old Terekawa Kairo, was hiding under the floorboards. Toy then arrives at the next house. He breaks in and threatens 47-year-old Ito, who was checking in on the furnace. She would be shot multiple times with a shotgun, severely injuring her. Ito would die 6 hours later from excessive bleeding after encountering Toy. During the attack, 28-year-old Tange Uichi would wake up and flee to the Nishikamo police station. Toy leaves for the 10th house. While Toy was walking towards the next house, 37-year-old Sakeo Ikeyama was aware of the unfolding massacre, opened the back shutters before exiting through the front door. Toy Mutsuo sees him and opens fire. However, he misses, and Seo was able to run and hide to a nearby bamboo grove. Toy enters the 10th house through the unlocked front door. Once inside, he shoots Seo's wife, 34-year-old Mia, through the heart. He then shot 5-year-old Akeo and his mother, 72-year-old Tsuru, who was shot in the shoulder, while Tsuru's husband, 74-year-old Katsuichi, tried to escape but was shot 6 times through his body. Their remaining sons, 12-year-old Akio and 9-year-old Chuzo, both of them were able to escape due to Toy ignoring them during the attack. Toy leaves the 10th house and goes to the 11th. He goes to the front gate. At this point, the bicycle lamp attached to his chest goes out. He yells, asking if one of his targets, 61-year-old Terekawa Koichi, was inside. His wife, 56-year-old Hama, opened the shutters while holding a candle. Toy fires, hitting her in the right hand, but was able to close the shutters in time before Toy could enter. Both her and his eldest son, 28-year-old Masaru, tried to keep the shutters closed, but Toy fired an additional 5 times, hitting her in the arm. She would bleed out 12 hours later. Masaru would then run up the 2nd floor window and scream for help. Toy leaves the 11th house and goes to the 12th. The last house to be hit was the farthest from the center of Kaio. He enters through an unlocked door and encounters 51-year-old Okabe Kazuo and his wife, 32-year-old Mio. Kazuo tried to reach for an airgun before both of them were killed with 11 shots at close range. They would be the last victims of the attack. In the end, 30 people would be killed and 3 injured during the massacre that lasted about an hour. Toy Mutsuo would come to a nearby house and ask the 2 occupants inside, 66-year-old Takeda Mutsuji and his grandson, for a pen and paper. After writing his last suicide note, he would climb up a mountain, where he was found dead with a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the chest.